Hello and welcome back to another video from me for you. Today I'm going to talk about vibrato again. I will start with talking about the right finger pressure. It's very important to have the right finger pressure. If you press too hard, you will become stiff in the fingers. If you press with too little force, your finger can slide up and down the fingerboard. Another problem when you press too hard is that you have the feeling of your violin slipping out of your hold up at the chin. If you have a good violin hold here with a shoulder rest, or if you don't like shoulder rests, you can do a pad or something on your shoulder. But it's important that you can keep the violin fairly up, so that you don't have to support the violin too much from the thumb. Another problem which you can encounter with vibrato is the length of the fingernails. If you keep your fingernails too long, it may look good, but you will be restricted in this movement. So you can't move without restriction up and down the fingerboard. You cannot roll. For some, it is also important to look at the right finger tip position. If you have the finger too flat, you will be restricted in the direction of flattening the finger because you are already flat out. If you are too much like this when you play normally, you will have a restriction with the movement up the fingerboard. The best position is where you can move down and up the fingerboard. So quite in the middle of your balance point. When we talk about the amplitude of the vibrato, there are different opinions on whether the note we play should go in pitch below the actual note and back to the point where it's right in the pitch, or if it should go below and above and below and above, so that the pitch is in the middle. I had the most success with practicing the vibrato above and below the note. So not just down, 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 but down and above. I will show you the vibrato which goes down in pitch and back to the normal pitch. It sounds like this. And if you now go from below to above, it sounds like this. If you do it very fast, the movement above and below and above and below tends to sound quite more intense. A very famous cellist, I don't remember the name, analyzed once singers, and he came to the conclusion that famous singer Dietrich Fischer-Dieskau, he vibrates above the note and below and above and below, not up to the pitch always and under and up and under and up, but above and under, above and under. So the vibrato is around the actual pitch, not under the pitch. If you make the movement around the pitch, it can sound much more edgy, and this is of course important when you play as a soloist. I will now show you a very structured exercise for developing speed and control about the vibrato. We just move the whole bow on, let's say, a half note, and we try to vibrate 4 times on that whole bow. That doesn't sound so nice, but it's very good to learn the slow control for the vibrato. Now, if you want a faster vibrato, you have to practice it faster. But to keep it in the structure and to keep it controlled, we now move to triplets. So we make 6 on the bow. and so on. Try not to make it just down bow, but always down bow and up bow, because the movement has to be very good synchronized, and sometimes beginners tend to make a good vibrato movement in a down bow, but the up bow is very difficult for them. So you should practice this from the beginning. Maybe you can guess what comes next. Now we make 8 on one bow. Keep in mind that I count the beats when I go up. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4. You can go with this exercise as fast as you want. You can make 1 million swings on one bow. It's up to you. For this exercise, you can also use a metronome. It's very effective. There's another good exercise you can do in the beginning, right from the start, to play 2 notes without vibrato and then 2 notes with vibrato. Because then you can focus at first on the bow, so that the bow makes a good sound, and then add the vibrato on top of it. You can do this with all your fingers. A similar exercise is to begin the note without vibrato and then add vibrato in the end. Keep in mind to do this down bow and up bow in the same quality. One more thing you should think about is the connection between the notes. You should be able to continue to vibrate when you change the finger. I can just show you how I practice this. I do it slowly. I think that's about it, what I can teach you from here about vibrato. If you have some problems, you can contact me, you can write me. It's always easier when your teacher sees you in real life to work on vibrato, because vibrato is a very personal thing. It's very personal because your body is very different to mine, and everybody is different. So everybody should make a different vibrato, and that's the beauty of it. So every exercise I showed you today is like a medicine. If you are in a certain spot, you can need one of those exercises. Some are very basic, and every of this exercise will help you. But which will help you the most, you have to decide and try out for yourself. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, you can subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and have fun practicing. Bye bye. And then add the vibrato on top